Hey guys, if you want to see how to get this Valentine's Day look, stay tuned. Hey girl, hey! Okay, so now we're going to get started on the eyes. And I've already done my brows. So let's get started. So I'm going to be using Too Faced Shadow Insurance, this beauty right here, as my eyelid primer. I told you guys that I normally like to go in with my finger to distribute the product, and then I go in with a fluffy Real Techniques brush to blend the product out. Okay, so I'm just going to be blending it out. And again, the primer is just basically used to help your eyeshadows last a little bit longer and to prevent any creasing in your shadows. I don't know if you guys can really tell, but I have a very hooded eyelid, and so this definitely helps me out when I'm doing my makeup. It keeps my shadows on all day, and I hardly ever get creasing, which is crazy. So that's what I'm doing. Now I'm going to be going into my 88 color Tropical Matte palette by BH Cosmetics, and I'm going to be taking a brown color to use as my transition color. Transition colors are really great, again, to help with your eye looks, to give them more of a gradient feel. So yeah, I'm just going to put that there. And this is a dark brown color. With the BH Cosmetics palettes, they don't have names on the actual shades, so it's just the name of the actual palette that I used, and everything that I'll use will be in the description bar below. And I guess I can give you guys just a little bit of information on me. I'm 32 years old. I'm married. I have 3 children, a boy and 2 girls. I don't know yet how far in detail I want to go in about my family, only because some stuff you want to keep private, so I don't know yet. Okay. So now I'm going to be taking a fluffy brush by e.l.f. Cosmetics, a fluffy blendy brush by e.l.f. Cosmetics. So I'm going to be going into the Tarte Cosmetics Holiday Palette. You guys know that I'm forever in this palette. I've been using it every single day since I've gotten it. I just can't get enough of it. And there's so many looks that you can do with this palette, so I truly love it. So I'm going to be going into the Midnight Kiss. And this is a blue color, but it also has black in it. So it looks very deep, very dark. So I'm going to be adding this color to the outer V of my eye, and I'm just applying it in windshield wiper motions. And again, it's just going to go to the outer V of the eye. And if you have any fallout that goes into a place like here where you don't want it, it's okay, because all we're going to do later is we're going to clean that up with a makeup wipe. So there. Now that we have that all blended out nice and neat, and you see I didn't even put a highlight color underneath my brow bone, because the concealer that I used the LA Girl Pro concealer. So with that concealer, basically what it's doing is it's highlighting for me. So I can put a color, but I don't necessarily have to, and 9 times out of 10 I don't. So now we're going to go to the mobile lid. I'm going to be using this pigment by NYX Cosmetics. It's called Ultra Pearl, and this is what I'm going to be using. This is my first time trying it, so Let's see how that goes. And with this pigment, I'm going to be using a Real Techniques brush. It's a lip brush, but I figured it'd be really, really good on the mobile lid. So I just wet the brush, and now I'm going to apply the pigment to the actual mobile lid. And I'm going to be using a mirror, so I'm going to be looking down a little bit. I'm going to apply this to the mobile lid. And again, if there's fallout, it is completely okay. And I'm just gonna pick up another brush, another fluffy brush by e.l.f. Cosmetics, and I'm just going to clean up any harsh lines.
Yeah, that's pretty. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, I'm blowing that out. Again, we want no harsh lines. This pigment is gorgeous. Gorgeous. I love it.
So I love this brush. It's awesome. And I use the Neutrogena makeup wipes in the purple package. This is the one that I use. Everybody uses this, but. And I'm just gonna clean up underneath the eye, being as gentle as possible. So we're gonna take a pause on the eyes, and we're gonna now move to the face. For primer, I'm going to be using the Benefit the Professional's Matte Rescue. This is what I'm gonna be using for my primer. It's a gel consistency. I really like it. I've only been using it for about a week, but I feel like it does what it says that it does, because I have really oily skin, and when you have that oily skin, you want something that's mattifying, unless you want to go with a dewy look, and the dewy look is not what I'm going for. There we go. And I have to apologize for the lighting. It's because I'm sitting in front of the mirror. The clouds are out, but the sun is trying to peek through, so it looks a little weird. And for my foundation, I'm going to be using MAC's Studio Fix Fluid SPF 15 in the color NW45. So that's it. Everybody has seen this or used it, or because it's thebomb.com. And I like this foundation a lot, like a whole lot, because it's buildable. And as you can see, I have a lot of dark spots on my face, and it just basically makes the face look flawless. So I'm gonna start out applying this with an e.l.f. brush that I got from Target. It's just an e.l.f. flat top brush. And I'm just gonna pat that onto the face. Go in with the Real Techniques beauty sponge, and I'm just going to dab it all over, just to make sure I don't have any lines from the foundation and the brush on my face, and just to blend it out. And I don't like wasting products. Everything that's left on my hand, I just put it under my chin. And if you hear that noise in the background, it's my husband. Nope, it's my daughter. I'll blend it. And now I'm gonna go in and conceal. I'm just going to be applying the LA Girl Pro Conceal in the color, what color we're using today? Toffee. This is the one that I'm gonna use. It is amazing. Like, it makes no sense. It's so creamy and is so good. Like, it works so well. And it's only $2.99. So you can't beat that with a stick. And I always use a damp sponge. The sponge is not soaking wet, but it's damp. And I feel that that helps distribute the product and not steal it all. Because sometimes when you use different brushes or sponges and you apply them with the brush being or the sponge being dry, it steals all your product, and all of your product ends up on the sponge and not on your face. Now I'm gonna highlight my nose, my forehead, and my chin. And did you see I was taking the excess from underneath the eye and applying that to my top lip? And I'm forever doing that to my lips only because I put on Carmex, and y'all know how thick Carmex is, but I put on a whole bunch of it. And I want it to seep in, but I also don't want it to be all greasy. Them Crisco lips. Well, that's what they used to say when I was younger. Like kids were like, oh, you got them Crisco lips. And now we're gonna set it. And I'm gonna be using the Sacha Buttercup setting powder by Sacha Cosmetics. And I'm gonna be taking a fluffy brush from Real Techniques to set this powder, to set the concealer. And we're just going to dab that on anywhere that we put the concealer. There we go. So now that we've done that, I'm going to apply my powder, and I'm going to be using a fluffy brush from Real Techniques, a fluffy powder brush from Real Techniques. But I'm also going to be using the Smashbox Photo Filter Creamy Powder Foundation, and it says number 9. And this is how it looks. So I'm going to be using that to set the rest of my face. And what I do is I've learned that if you pat it on instead of swiping it on, it doesn't move your product, everything that you placed already. And yes, y'all can tell I'm a powder junkie. I apply powder like it's nobody's business. Okay, I'm really loving this eye. It's so pretty, and I'm not even finished with it. It's gorgeous. Gorgeous. I'm going to be going into my BH Cosmetics palette, and this one is the 28 color neutral eyeshadow palette. I know it says that it's eyeshadows, but there's some really good color in here that I like to use to contour with, and it's a powder, so it makes it so much easier. And I'm going to be taking a Real Techniques brush that I got from a coworker for my birthday. So I'm going to be contouring the temples of my head, my jawline, the hollows of my cheeks, and my nose. And I always like to lightly apply the contour first, especially when I'm using the powders, because I don't want to go ham, because I know I can. I know I can, and I know I have several times, and it's just like, ooh, baby, I'm gonna need you to calm down with that. By the ear, you see how that looks? I need all the definition in my face that I can get. And then I'm just gonna take whatever's left and do the sides of my nose. The e.l.f. blush palette, and it just says dark on the back. On that little sticker, it just says dark. But these are the colors that are in there. And as you can see, I have hit pan on this color because it is wonderful. This is such a pretty color. And then I'm also going to be mixing the NYX HDB10 Double Dare as my blush. Knock off any excess. And applying that to the apples of my cheeks. Now, I know I love blush, and I can go a tad bit crazy with it. I have this one picture from like 3 or 4 years ago. If I can find it, I'll put it on here, but I was walking around looking like Mrs. Claus. Like, I'm not even playing. And I thought it was cute. No, no, honey. No, no. It's just a mess. So there. To the highlight. One of my favorite things to do. Baked powder by Milan Cosmetics. And that's how it looks. It's so pretty. And I'm going to be using an e.l.f. brush to apply this. And I'm just going to apply it to the apples of my cheeks. Ooh. I follow Makeup Shayla on Snapchat, and I take that from her. She says it all the time. And then ever since I've heard her say it, that's all I say is, ooh. It's just a mess. I even had my husband saying it for a minute there. It was cute. He wouldn't say it was cute, but it was cute. So there's the highlight. And now I'm just gonna set my face with the Urban Decay De-Slick Makeup Setting Spray. H Cosmetics palette. And it's like this brick brown reddish color. I'm gonna be using that on the bottom waterline. So now I'm gonna go back in with that same brush that I applied the pigment with. And I'm gonna get some more pigment. And I'm gonna add that to the inner tear duct. I feel like this opens up the eye even more. Next, I'm going to be taking a black eyeliner pencil by NYX Cosmetics, and I'm going to be lining my bottom waterline. And then you could also put a wing on this look, but because the way that my eyes are set up with this hoodedness, the wing doesn't stay on my eye. It always ends up here. And that's not cute. So I'm not gonna wing it out, but I am just going to apply some of the liner to the top lash line. We're almost done. This is the Miss Bunga Rock. That's what I was trying to think. I'm gonna be taking that one, and I'm gonna be applying this to my bottom lash line. When you add mascara to your bottom lash line, I feel like it makes the look like more glamorous, because it's just like, oh, it's just so beautiful. So put it on there. Too Faced It's Better Than Sex, because this mascara again is the holy grail for me. Like, you can't find, I haven't found anything else that I'm just like, oh, I need this in my life. Like, this is my boo. I'm going to be applying Bossy by ColourPop Cosmetics. I think it's a matte. But I'm not real sure. And I'm also going to be lining my lips with a dark brown. It almost looks like it's black, but I'm going to be lining my lips with this color, and it's a pencil by, not sure. This is what I'm going to be using. I'm going to be shading in the corners just a little bit. So there we go. This is our Valentine's Day look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and the talk through. Maybe I'll do more videos like this because I feel like it was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this look, and see you in my next video. Bye.